Much indeed. That's BBC News at 1. Now it's time to join our colleagues for the news where you are. Goodbye.
Thanks, Mariam. Here in the East Midlands, I'm Anne Davis. Good afternoon. Hello there, thanks for joining us. First this lunchtime, a court has been hearing psychiatric evidence in the case of a man who killed 3 people in Nottingham and injured 3 others. Valda Kalakani has pleaded guilty to manslaughter on the grounds of diminished responsibility due to a serious mental health condition. The 32-year-old stabbed to death 2 young students and a caretaker last summer. Well, today the police have also admitted that they could have been quicker to take the killer off the streets before he struck. Emily Anderson is following the sentencing hearing at Nottingham Crown Court. Emily, good afternoon to you. I mean, firstly, what evidence have you heard in the court today?
Yes, good afternoon, Anne. Well, the court has heard more about Kalakane's history, particularly that serious University of Nottingham students Grace O'Malley Kumar and Barnaby Webber. He then went on to kill school caretaker Ian Coates. Now, evidence has been heard today from a professor of psychology, Dr. Nigel Blackwood. He confirmed Kalakane had been sectioned 4 times since May 2020, and also that there was an outstanding warrant for his arrest at the time of the attacks last year, but that hadn't been executed. In a separate development today, the Assistant Chief Constable of Nottinghamshire Police, Rob Griffin, has released a statement saying he's reviewed the matter and has acknowledged today that more should have been done to arrest Kalakane. Now, in light of this, one of the victims' families has spoken to me and confirmed their fury that this has only just been released. Emma Webber, Barnaby's mum, has said she's known this has been the case for some time, but didn't get any confirmation from the police until Friday.
And the court's also heard testimony from the defendant himself, but through the professor.
Yeah, that's right. It was quotes read out in the court on behalf of Valdo Kalakane, who acknowledged that what he did was an horrific, heinous crime and knows that the families need justice and that they would never heal without that. He says that right now he couldn't imagine doing such a thing. The professor says that the defendant was psychotic at the time of the attacks, and he would have understood that what he was doing was morally and legally wrong, but he said that the assaults wouldn't have happened if he didn't have that psychosis. He concluded his evidence by saying that Kalakane has an enduring mental illness. What this means is that he has psychosis and it's a condition that he will always have.
And there's been further family testimony today as well.
Yes, the court heard one final family statement in the form of a video. Barnaby Webber's brother Charlie recorded his statement from their home. He was wearing a University of Nottingham top and said that Barney didn't just die as a hero to the world, but a hero to him. He said that when he learned what had happened, he wanted to set the world on fire, and said that Kalakane didn't just take his brother, but took a part of him too. The sentencing hearing at Nottingham Crown Court continues this afternoon. OK, Emily, thank you very much indeed for that. Next is lunchtime, though. More than 30 members of staff across an NHS mental health trust have been suspended amid an ongoing investigation. Nottinghamshire Healthcare NHS Foundation Trust said it was looking into allegations about staff conduct. Well, our health correspondent Rob Sissons is in the newsroom. Hello to you, Rob. Do we know then where these staff are actually based?
Good afternoon, Anne. Well, all the trust is saying at the moment is the suspended staff are from across the organisation. Now, Nottinghamshire Healthcare is a big place, one of the biggest mental health and community health services trusts in the country. It employs over 10,000 people and delivers care to more than 2 million patients a year from over 200 sites across the East Midlands. Now, according to the Independent newspaper, which has been campaigning to improve mental health, the suspensions are the result of an internal investigation, it says, into allegations of serious conduct at Highbury Hospital. Now, that's in the Bulwell area of Nottingham. The allegations, according to the report, include falsifying mental health observations, as well as the alleged maltreatment of patients. Well, the suspensions, more than 30 of them, comes after Rampton Hospital, a high-security hospital near Retford run by the same trust, was criticised by inspectors from the Care Quality Commission. They were concerned to find understaffing had caused patients to be locked in their rooms for extended periods. In a statement about the Trust's recent suspensions, the Trust says the allegations against members of staff are taken very seriously, and where staff conduct has fallen below what they expect for patients, they stress they will always fully investigate fairly and say suspensions are sometimes necessary while this takes place. The organisation says it won't comment any more at this stage.
OK, Rob, thanks very much indeed for that. The NHS says a critical incident remains in place at Leicester hospitals to protect patients' safety. Health bosses say there's significant demand on all services, including the emergency department at Leicester Royal Infirmary and the clinical unit at Glenfield. Patients with non-life-threatening conditions are advised to contact 111 rather than attending A&E. Now, you might remember that we reported quite recently actually on the wave of rubbish that washed down the River Soar in the recent floods and was left hanging in the trees and hedges along the riverbank. We have an update. Volunteers and council rangers are in action, working hard to clear the rubbish, even using a boat. Our reporter Simon Ward joined one of the teams.
All aboard the Kingfisher. We're on a boat owned by Leicester City Council, and we're making our way from near Abbey Park towards Belgrave Locks on the River Soar. And this awful sight is why we're here. All sorts of rubbish stuck up in the trees and on the riverbanks, deposited by the water in the recent floods.
It's the only way we can get the litter safely, because we have it avoids people going too close to the water. We can get a lot of litter from land with the extending tools we've got. Our aim is to try and pull the litter which would not be accessible by any other means other than by boat.
Experienced volunteers say the winter floods have made the clear-up especially difficult this time.
I've lived in Leicester 40 odd years. The water levels have never been this high, the rubbish has never been this bad. And what we're doing is we're not just taking the rubbish away, we're cutting the vegetation back so that next time it won't get stuck in the branches, it will carry on down to the lock and we can collect it at the lock. So it's not just clearing this, it's making it better for now.
Huge effort from local volunteers really. We've got over 700 Leicester environmental volunteers who have done over 350,000 hours of volunteering.
This clear-up is a massive task, but the teams of volunteers will be back to return the banks of the River Soar to how they should look, without all the rubbish. Simon Ward, BBC East Midlands Today, Leicester.
At least it's not raining on them. Let's have a look at the weather then. Hopefully it's not going to be raining on us either.
No, maybe tomorrow a little bit, but not a lot. Yeah, not a lot tomorrow. We had such a windy night last night, but even though it's been quite gusty through the early part of this morning, our weather watcher has been out capturing the lovely clear skies. So thank you to Beefy taking this one in West Bridgford first thing. Now the storm is departing now. It's heading up towards Scandinavia, so we will gradually start to have a bit more of a break from the stronger gusts. Although on saying that, as we're heading into this afternoon, over higher ground throughout the Peak District, we could still possibly reach up to 50 miles an hour, but it is a bright afternoon. The daytime temperature is in the region of 10 to 11 Celsius. And throughout this evening, the coldest part of the night under the clearer skies will be tonight, the evening time, and then we see this cloud increasing, and that's a weather front coming in, so the temperature's lifting. It'll turn milder as well, but it gives us quite an overcast day tomorrow, so outbreaks of rain at times, some patchy light rain or drizzle, and that includes the afternoon period as well. A lot of cloud staying with us. Temperatures just increasing slightly to 12 or 13 Celsius. And then as we head towards the weekend, it is certainly a bit more settled. Friday looks like it will be quite a nice day. And even into the weekend, the chance of it staying dry with a little bit of sunshine on Saturday.
A little bit of sunshine Saturday. Thanks indeed for that. So that's it from the lunchtime team, but we'll be back again. So hopefully see you at 6:30 right here. Until then, bye-bye.
This game belongs to all of us. Ipswich v Maidstone.